not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna edit you. Really, really bad. Hey, I'm Jonathan.
I'm the Joker.
I'm Alex.
I'm tied up.
And we're here to review the new crazy DC movie,
That's so
Suicide Squad. You know,
that's so wild.
we've been really anticipating this movie, I think all of us, for the past year, ever since that first teaser trailer came out.
As you can see, I'm very excited for this movie.
And you know what? I don't want to waste a moment. Let's jump right into this, guys. What'd you think?
It was fine. It was fine. You know, like you said. What?
Textbook Ethan answer. It was fine.
It was fine. You know, this movie was pretty crazy. It was pretty wild. It was both in a good way and a bad way. I mean, we'll elaborate that in a little bit. But John,
not so serious.
Not so. John, what did you think?
You know, I was really excited after seeing those first trailers come out. After seeing the really pretty dismal reviews come out.
I think it's at like a 26 right
Yeah,
now.
24 right now.
24?
I got
Oh my
really
God,
nervous. But upon seeing this movie, I think it, in all aspects, pretty much impressed me. I really like this more than I thought I would, even from seeing the first trailers.
Alex, what
This
you think?
movie really did it for me, surprisingly.
Well, I was super excited because I love the idea of getting villains together to do good things, even though they're bad. And I really like the characters.
Absolutely.
The movie was fun, don't get me wrong, but I
Right.
don't think it delivered as a movie goes the way it should have.
All right.
So let's dive into that, guys. What do you think?
All right. Well, like you said, I love the characters, and more importantly, I love the cast playing everyone. You know, there was the big controversy of will Jared Leto deliver as the Joker? I thought he did.
He was cool. He had his own interpretation.
I liked what he brought when he was on screen for
brought all of this.
Yeah.
Criminally few parts.
But I
You've
think
seen more Joker in this review than you will see.
No, that's
man.
sadly not an understatement.
He's
I
in
was-
it for like 5 minutes.
I was happy with what I saw, but I can't really make a judgment on the character itself because we barely saw anything.
Just make sure you avoid the Purple Lamborghini music video because that is all of the Joker scenes.
Yeah.
all of them.
He's in that more than this movie, kind of.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Another thing, Will Smith is great as Deadshot.
Yeah.
Gotta love him. His charisma was excellent.
Absolutely.
You really could get behind him because he actually had more backstory than most other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondly, Harley Quinn, she was
Margot
great.
Robbie.
Margot Robbie killed it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was really.
She's hot.
Do you think she's attractive, Alex? I don't know. I could never tell with you talking about her all the time.
You know,
You're
I
one of
was
the
really
top
excited to see her bend over in IMAX. What can I say? It was great.
Oh my god.
But anywho,
Men are pigs.
she was fantastic. I really liked her character. I thought that she had the most backstory out of everyone in the movie.
It's her,
Well-
Deadshot, and Rick Flag, kind of.
Rick Flag, and then we got Diablo, which
Diablo
is really cool.
was
That's right, yeah.
surprisingly developed.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say about Harley Quinn, appearances aside, she did have phenomenal
No, she was
acting,
great.
Yeah.
and she really fit that role.
And let's just say, arguably, if Jared Leto were like, wait, is that really the Joker we want? That's the Harley Quinn we wanted.
Exactly.
I think
Yeah,
that's-
she nailed it pretty much
yeah.
spot on.
On the other side, Killer Croc, he was cool looking, and he just wasn't given enough. And you know, the sad thing is,
We can't say whether he was cool or not,
well,
really.
because
It was
it
cool
was
looking.
Cool looking. We can't say whether
We
his
know that
character
there was a
cool
lot
or
cut
not.
from this movie.
There's
And,
a ton of underutilized characters.
Tons
in
of
this movie.
scenes, and
Tons.
apparently a good portion of those were to give more character to Killer Croc, and I'm not sure
Well,
why
not
they
a good
did those.
portion of those. One of them.
One of
was-
them,
one
but
of
there were a
those,
few big
yeah.
ones, though.
Absolutely. And you know, it's just sad seeing Warner Brothers, you know, really dissect this movie like they did with Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, hopefully Wonder Woman brings it.
I think while we're talking about underutilized characters,
Right.
my biggest problem with this movie, I don't want to spoil it too much,
Right.
but I think the villain's handled very poorly.
Yeah, and here's
Yeah,
the thing.
I
The
agree
villain's
with that.
cool.
Let's
It's
put
a
it this
cool
way.
villain.
The villain, his or herself is not the problem. It's really cool in the way it's displayed. I
Right.
thought that visually it was awesome. The
Absolutely.
things that it could do were really cool. But just the way that it was executed for that villain to get in that place was
Yeah.
just really
It
weird.
felt very
and
shoehorned
choppy.
in, very forced,
The,
confusing almost.
And here's the
The
thing, it
movie
felt like a
wasn't
reshoot.
about the villain.
Yeah.
The movie wasn't about the villain, and it really wasn't like it was a pivotal thing in the story. It wasn't crucial.
It felt
wasn't-
uninspired. It was just a villain,
Exactly.
an antagonist for the sake of just someone for them to fight.
Now let's jump into something that this movie gets right, and that's definitely the style of everything.
Yeah, you know,
I agree.
with David Ayer's directing, you can definitely tell when it's there, when it's his work on screen, It looks fantastic.
Right, I'm not going to spoil it, but one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie involves Ace Chemicals.
Right, and Harley Quinn's backstory.
Oh, it is beautifully done. Also really added to the movie in general. The music was fantastic.
Yeah,
Great.
Soundtrack is excellent.
Both the original songs and the songs they select from other
They
sources.
wrote a ton of original stuff for
Absolutely.
this.
I love pretty much all the
Go
originals.
check out the soundtrack on Spotify right now. It's all there.
Absolutely.
Go listen to it.
I'll
probably have a link in that.
I'll go as far to say that this movie has the best soundtrack that I've heard in a long time.
Sure.
Just a
I
pure
agree.
album.
Yeah.
Everything is just head pumping.
I actually bought the album.
bought
and
it?
Never does that.
You bought it? What?
With-
I've
Dollar.
only bought 2 albums in my life, and the first one was a Daft Punk one when I was like
Fair.
11.
Fair.
Wow.
This is just as deserving.
Whatever
I think.
works. And alright, here's the last thing I want to jump into.
Okay.
And this is the way it was directed.
Yeah.
Now, the action scenes are directed pretty well sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought that towards the finale it got a little sloppy, and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. I started thinking it all started to mesh together very well, and it's just one big. I said the same thing for Batman vs Superman, where it's all big. It's just one big color and noise, and there's just there's action happening.
But Batman v Superman, at least you could follow what was going on, and it was choreographed better.
Yeah.
Here, I just felt like there was a bunch of bodies running. I have to say, if there's one action scene that I thought that was in the best out of the entire movie, I thought they were in the flashbacks, more or less. Deadshot scene is really good.
Yeah.
I have to say, to elaborate on that, I think that the movie had excellent action scenes. It had excellent pieces. As far as writing goes and cohesion goes, it wasn't a solid movie. It was just a good time.
Right. Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah. That's the best way.
I had a good time.
And if that's the one thing that I can bring to all of you, is that on a fundamental level, this is not a very good movie. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there.
Sure.
The way the story is paced, it's very choppy, it's uneven, it's totally inconsistent.
Character development
is really inconsistent.
It's very selective. With its
selective,
characters.
yeah.
For some characters, it's done extraordinarily well with Harley Quinn and Deadshot, and then you have people left out in the dust like Killer Croc and Katana, who I was really looking forward to.
And that's what you need to make
Captain
a good
Boomerang.
ensemble movie. You need to make sure that all the important characters have their screen time. If I could just rate this purely on enjoyment, I'd probably go 5 out of 5. I'm not kidding. Just how much I really enjoyed the movie.
Fair.
But
Critically.
since we're critics here, we have to judge it like that. And that's where we're going to jump straight into the ratings. Alex, what do you think?
What do you think, bro?
Well, I did love the little pieces that they have, but as a critic, I have to say these plot points, they were really lacking.
It was rough.
That character development, the lack of all that. I think maybe the original cut might have been better. But all in all, I have to give it like a 2.5 out of 5.
All right, John, what do you think?
I think I like this movie a lot more than you guys.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Alright, I think we were all afraid going into this it would be like Batman vs. Superman.
Right.
And in a lot of ways it was.
It was.
But Batman
Yes,
vs.
absolutely.
Superman takes itself a lot more seriously on its sort of
That's
dark and brooding tone than this. This kind of bills itself on being crazy and wild and chaotic. And Suicide Squad definitely has some of those writing issues and character development issues that Batman vs. Superman had, but I think it really is much, much more forgivable in Suicide Squad to the point where I didn't even really notice for the most part. Because it's not built on this really supposedly thought-provoking, interesting, tense story that Batman vs. Superman was. It was okay for this one to be more crazy and less organized. I thought the cast was great and charismatic. I thought a lot of the dialogue and action was really good. The style and music and cinematography were all excellent. I have to give Suicide Squad 4 out of 5 stars.
Woo! I did not expect that.
Okay, alright.
That's a number that's in my heart.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, I'm a fan of this movie, as you can see by this. The best way I think I can describe Suicide Squad is it's a beautiful painting with it's a crushed frame. When you look at it, it's from a DC fan's perspective, I loved it. It's all the characters I wanted with a great cast that was able to bring those characters to life. I don't think I could ask more from the cast. Well, maybe more Jared Leto's Joker. But aside from that, I really love David Ayer's directing. I thought this movie had incredible style. I liked the action when it was there, even though I thought I'd be more excited for it when it was on screen. I wasn't as hyped as I thought it would be, but I still enjoyed it very much so. And really, it's exciting time for DC fans because we saw this come to life finally. And I don't think, I could ask for more. Please release the ultimate cut. Please, I'm begging you. There's so much in those deleted scenes, and we need it. But for right now, with this theatrical cut, I think I liked it just about the same as Batman v Superman, I'm sorry, not the Ultimate Cut, the theatrical cut. Maybe a little bit more. That's why I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.5 out of 5. Jonathan, what do you think?
You know, I really enjoyed
Yes,
Suicide Squad. It was a ton of fun.
I enjoyed it.
Absolutely crazy. It was ludicrous. It was everything I wanted from a Suicide Squad movie. That being said, it wasn't a very good movie on a fundamental level. There was just so many fundamental things that were wrong with it. The writing was a little off.
Oh, yes.
Editing was terrible, quite frankly.
Boy, I forgot to even talk about that.
Yeah.
Editing,
And,
pacing, narrative
Yeah,
issues.
you could just tell that there were reshoots that occurred back in May for this movie for some really bad studio intervention reasons.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can tell when things like really bump up in pace, like there's a certain scene involving an elevator, you can tell they just tacked it on just so they could have more action in that one scene.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we need a climax.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah,
and that's what
that's
happened. That being said, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Suicide Squad.
Right.
I'm going to buy this on Blu-ray, I'm probably going to watch it like 6 times.
Oh, absolutely.
It might be one of my new favorite superhero movies. It's just that entertaining.
I'm absolutely going to watch this again.
Unfortunately,
just to be sure.
It's not that good of a movie.
Right.
That being said, I'm going to give Suicide Squad a 3 out of 5 stars. So guys, how did you like our review? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our awesome channel if you haven't already done so. You can also buy our merchandise at cafepress.com/Stubmasters. I'm Jonathan.
I'm still the Joker.
I'm Alex.
I'm still tied up.
Have a great day.